is like a tactic. It's like actually a great truth about selling, and that is the value of having good leads. You know, one thing I see when I go around the world, guys, especially when I train lots of sales forces, they call me in and they want me to teach the straight line system, write their scripts, construct their loops, the whole 9 yards, right? And coach people back and forth with tonality and body language if it's in person, right? But I would say 90% of the time that I do this, what I find also is that they're not supplying the sales force with the correct number or quality of leads. And if it's a situation where they're not supplying them at all and it's up to the salesman, which is perfectly fine, that happens in many places, right? Then the salesperson, you, is not investing enough time and energy and resources in getting good leads. Understand this. The best metaphor is like, you know, you could be this straight line expert, which makes you the proverbial Ferrari, capable of going 220 miles an hour, 5 seconds or 3 seconds from 0 to 60 or monster, right? But what gives you the power? Gasoline, right? And the gasoline is the leads. So please don't scrimp on your leads. It's a cost of doing business. All right, you can buy leads, you can advertise for leads online, okay, you can work joint ventures with people to get them to mail to us, whatever you want. And by the way, I go through a ton of these different strategies in many of my different trainings and the intensives and also on the certification, of course, right? The point is that don't put yourself in a situation where you possess all these great skills for closing, but you have no one to call. Like, for instance, with my sales force right now, I'm started them purposely giving them not bad leads, but very rough, unqualified leads that were kind of old and almost dead. Why? Because I want them to get the cobwebs out. I want them to get the marbles out of their mouth where they're learning and growing. They're just starting. So I start like that. But they're about to approach the point now where I'm launching the certification program, and now that they're really primed, they get it, because I made them struggle. It builds muscle. Now I'm going to make sure these guys and women too, are hooked up with leads, because without that, they're just spinning their wheels. You could call out of the phone book, or you could get qualified leads coming in from marketing, and the latter is so much more effective. Just remember, listen, I don't, maybe you're in a situation where they provide you, maybe not. Either way, you gotta realize here that it's an integral part of success. So if you're not getting them from the company you work for, or not enough quantity of them or quality, think entrepreneurially. Every dollar you invest in yourself in terms of your lead gen, it's gonna come back to you tenfold, as long as you're doing it right in terms of your marketing. So you don't waste your money marketing. But if you're doing it right, you should get a 5, 10 to 1 return. And also remember, it's not always what you make on the opening sale, it's the life of the customer. So very often, yeah, you might break even on the initial sale, but now you go about building a customer for life, and that's massive success. All right? Just remember, don't ignore this one crucial aspect of being a world-class closer, which is having a supply of leads. At Stratton, I would have top salesmen, they would pay out of their pockets to have 3 and 4 cold callers, just calling all over, providing them with leads. Because why would they want to spend their time cold calling? It's a low hit ratio. They're animal closers. They want someone who's going to just give them qualified leads. They can close the ones who are already interested. In the purest form of a salesperson, you're only speaking to people who are interested, they're pre-qualified, which means you're speaking to people who are hopefully buyers in heat and buyers in power. Now, no matter how great your program is, even if you have someone filtering out the bad ones, they always tend to wrap what we call wooden leads, meaning they're bad leads, right? They're not real. And those will be your looky-loos and your mistakes. They slip through. So your job as a salesperson, as a world-class salesperson, is to filter those out. You want to separate out the bad ones from the good ones and move those first 2 categories, the buyers and power buyers, and move those 2 down the straight line from the open to the close, and just have massive quantity of them. Don't put yourself in a position where you're scarce for leads. It's going to really trip you up, all right? I love you, and we'll talk again tomorrow.